thank you very much for having us with you today. Aaron and I are excited to be here, and we want to thank all of our friends at DHHR and for all their help. And not only that, but for a program that helps children all across West Virginia. You know, when we saw that you had a proclamation coming out today, we wanted to share our story because back in 2008, my wife and I had decided we wanted to be foster parents after some folks that we went to church with had foster children, and we saw the impact that they had on their lives. And we watched these kids just blossom with this positive reinforcement. So we decided to get certified and that we would go into foster care. We had two biological children. One was in middle school and one was in high school at that time. And so we decided as a family that we would take on one child. Well, we received a call from the home finder who told us that they had a placement. We were excited to find out who that toddler was going to be, and we found out that it was going to be three children because they were in a sibling group. So they told us that we were going to have a 4-year-old little boy who happened to be Aaron at the time. We would have a 7-year-old little boy named John, and we would have an 8-week-old baby who was named Hannah. And so we were kind of overwhelmed in the beginning, but thought it sounded like a positive challenge. We would try it. And so our little family of four quickly became a family of seven. You fast forward 3 years to 2011. We got to the place where these kids had their biological parents' rights had been terminated, and there was no hope for reunification. And our caseworker had told us that we're at a place in their lives that, you know, we need to make a decision about either adoption for them or to find a permanent placement for them, or they would stay in the system forever. And so we started praying about it, and we thought, you know, they've been with us for 3 years. We can't imagine them going anywhere else. We love them. They loved us. And we talked to the three kids about it, and we decided that we were going to adopt each other. We would be adopted as their parents. We would adopt them as our children. And in 2011, we did that. Now, fast forward about 14 years from the time that we adopted them is where we are today. Our oldest son, John, who came through foster care with us, was adopted. He turns 21 at the end of the month. He works full-time in Charleston. He lives in Mason County. He's engaged to be married. Aaron, as you mentioned, just is graduating high school next week. He's already enlisted in the Air Force. And then Hannah, who was the 8-week-old baby that we had at the time, is now getting ready to head into high school, and she's a lovely person. Our biological kids are all grown. They have kids of their own. And so this has just been an incredible story for our family. And I know that we're big proponents of foster care. We think that parents really can make a difference. And I know from Aaron's standpoint, he goes to school with kids who are in foster care. He goes to school with kids who've been adopted through foster care. And I know that he has something he wants to say to encourage the kids who are in foster care or to the kids who've just come out of foster care. Aaron?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Governor, for allowing us to be here today. I wanted to come here and encourage the kids who are in the foster care system to set high goals for themselves and to do what they can to reach those goals. I always say that if life pushes you, just push back and get through the adversity in life and reach those goals that you have set for yourself. And I'm proof that you can do that. I was in foster care at a young age, but now I am graduating high school, and I enlisted in the United States Air Force, and I'm leaving for basic in about 2 weeks.
So you can see, Governor, we're here today just to thank you and thank Secretary Crouch and all the fine folks that work at DHHR. We've met so many families just like ours. There's so many stories like ours that people never hear about. You always hear about the ones who kind of fall through the cracks, but you never hear about the real positive stories, the making a difference. And without the people that you have on your team and without your leadership, this wouldn't happen. And so we're so excited that you're celebrating this month as National Adoption or National Foster Care Awareness Month. Our hope is that many of those families, when given the opportunity, will find adoption. We were worried about that. We had 3 kids that we were going to have to adopt. We're thinking, how can we afford that? We talked to DHHR about it, and they were able to help us, guide us through that process, help us find funding for that process, and it worked. And so thank you so much for that.
No, everybody just listen to me just a second. You know, this is testimony to what everything is all about. Everything. I mean, you know, for the great pastor to step up with his family. They already had 3 kids, You know, I guess maybe, no, you already had 4 kids. Is that correct, Pastor?
Yeah, we had 2. Yeah, we had 2 kids and we adopted the 3
So you had 5
at the
total.
same time. Yeah.
I'm sorry? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
now-
we had 2 children, biological to start with, and then we adopted the 3 who come from the same family. That was not related to us. Yeah.
Well, let's just think about this. Think about the level of courage or faith, you know, to really make that decision to step up to do that. It's really God's work. At the end of the day, it's God's work. And you know, Aaron, I see you, I see a young man that's just mature and on your way in every way. You know, I see your dad that is jacked up and you know, and that's his personality. You know, I'll promise you this, as you go through life, if you'll just remember, you've got to remember lots of things, but remember just this. People around you that are enthusiastic and passionate about what they do, those are the people you need to surround yourself with. You don't need to be surrounded with the sticks in the mud. You know, I've always said, you know, if you've got sticks in the mud around you, take the sticks and whop them a couple of times, but get away from them. You know, and absolutely with all Emmy, I can see it. I can see it in your dad. I can see it in you. And without,
Yeah, and Governor,
yes, sir.
one thing I have to tell you, and that it's Hannah, our littlest one, who's going to high school. I promised I would tell her that if you need a babysitter for Baby Doll, she's told me to let you know that she is available at any time. She will travel if you need that.
Well, I'll tell you the honest truth. That crazy dog is 1,000 times more popular than I am, and that's good because I love her totally to death. And wherever she is, y'all just hang on there just 1 second because she's here somewhere. Y'all, Baby Doll, come here. Where are you? Well, I don't know where she went, but before I get through, I'm going to bring her up here. I want to show you, and just for Hannah. But it's Hannah. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Where's
Hannah.
Baby Doll? Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Now this thing is a load. But anyway.
She's as big as Hannah.
But you tell Hannah that we'll work it out sometime, okay? And
Sounds good.
But Aaron, listen, a big congratulations. You're on your way. You can't imagine how honored that I am to know you from the standpoint of your commitment to this incredible country. But absolutely, your dad and you are testimony to goodness. More and more and more goodness. That's what we want. And in this state, absolutely, if we could continue with the theme that you have already illustrated right here, over and over and over. We got to run that play over and over. So God bless each and every one of you. Tell Hannah I said hi.
Thank you,
All right,
Governor.
thank
And
y'all.
again, we thank your team. Your team's what made this happen.
Well, I'm really proud for you to say that because, you know, that team works really hard and a lot of times all they hear is the complaints. And at the end of the day, they need to hear success stories like your own. So thank you so much.